Joining us now is White House Deputy Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre. Karine, thank you so much for being with us for the first time in your new role. We do appreciate it. And we have a lot to cover, so I want to jump right to it and the pandemic here. Governors across the country, they're begging for more vaccine. We've heard President Biden promise to invoke the Defense Production Act to help speed up the rollout. But what specifically will the administration do right away to increase the supply of vaccines?
It's such a good question, and thank you so much for having me. Look, the president understands that there's no time to waste, and he has taken action, and he took action on day one, which is what he promised the American people during the campaign, during the transition, and has been very honest about the challenges ahead. And so what he has done on day one, he signed 15 executive orders, executive actions, and one of them, and many of them is dealing with COVID on day one, and then he signed many others the last 2 days, almost 30. More than 30. And so many of them deal with COVID, making sure that taking action on wearing masks, the 100-day, asking folks to wear masks for 100 days, taking action on vaccines, taking action on the economy, on equity, on climate. And so we are dealing with multiple crises, and those are the ways that we need to move forward. But vaccine distribution, as your last story just laid out, is so critical. It's so important, and that is part of the American rescue plan that he's put forward to Congress to make sure we get on top of that as well.
You laid out a number
when you think about.
Oh,
yeah.
Forgive me. I'm sorry. There's a bit of a delay there. You laid out a few things, but we're focused on the supply. I do want to transition to this, though, because Biden has promised 100 million shots in his first 100 days. That may have been ambitious a month ago, but many health experts argue that that's still not good enough, especially as new variants spread across the country. Will the president pledge to increase that goal?
So here's the thing. I mean, when we first laid out that plan, people said it was ambitious. People said it was a difficult thing to do. And if you look back in history, no other country in the world has ever done this. Try to do 100 million vaccines in 100 days. So this is unprecedented within itself. And not only do we have to do that, and we're saying that we're going to do that, and we will, is that we have a harder lift, which is now we have to go into the communities. When the Trump administration started, they did it in the hospitals and in nursing homes where there was majority of the population. Now we have to go out there and meet people where they are. So this is already a big haul that we're trying to do, and we're going to get there. And we have promised the American people. You were asking me about getting vaccines out there. Yes, he signed the DPA, and that went into action yesterday, and we want to make sure that we have the materials so that the vaccines can get out there. And so that is another way that we're trying to move as an administration that the president is leading on. So there are many ways that we have seen in this past week that President Biden has taken COVID very seriously and understands that we cannot waste any more time. And as a government, we need to act now.
I do have to move to another important question here. Leaders in the Senate agreed to delay the impeachment trial of former President Trump for about 2 weeks. Is that enough time to install President Biden's cabinet picks and, more importantly, to most struggling Americans out there, pass his massive COVID relief bill?
So as you just said, the president's priority is making sure that we take care of the American people. He leaves impeachment to the legislative branch. That is, they will decide that. They will decide how quickly to move with that and how swiftly, whatever it is that they want to do on that side. His focus is making sure that the other priorities that you just mentioned are done. And here's the thing, there's a precedent here. The Congress is able to walk and chew gum at the same time. And we saw two of our cabinet nominees get confirmed this week, so we're really excited about that. More to come next week. So that is moving, but we have to get to work for the American people, and that's what this president did on day one, day two, and day three, and we'll continue to do that because we are in multiple crises that we have to deal with right now. We can't wait 2 weeks from now. We can't wait 3 months from now. We have to deal with all of this right now.
But do you think you can get it done, the COVID relief bill, before the impeachment trial?
Well, we're going to try and do the best that we can, right? We are listening. We are talking to people. And here's the thing. The recovery, the plan that we have put forth to Congress, it wasn't, the number that we put, the plan, it wasn't taken out of the blue sky, right? This is something that we looked at the scope of the problem, and we put together a plan that addresses the moment that we're in. And this is not a partisan issue, right? This is not, speeding up vaccine is not a partisan issue. Getting kids back to school is not a partisan issue. We've heard Mitch McConnell last month talk about how getting vaccine is incredibly urgent. Senator Rubio sent a letter to the president saying, $2,000, giving the American people $2,000 is incredibly important. Senator Hawley said the same, $2,000 is needed. So we have heard from many people, from Bernie Sanders to the Commerce, Chamber of Commerce, and they have supported this plan. So there is bipartisan support, and we just have to continue to move.
Karine Jean-Pierre, thank you for your time this morning. We do appreciate it. Dan, over to you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.